All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto
Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone, teaching real well, peace, blessings, salutations. All right, to the hopeful elect Akim, pushing this word with truth and sincerity. Shalom to the Bible, Shad Awadah, the house of David, the men, women, and children listening and learning. All right, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, or the Israelites. All right, God's chosen people of the Bible. All right, this includes the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigner, who Israel, throughout, being placed in captivity, and captivity has been scattered throughout the four corners of the world, taking on physical features as the heathen nations. But as long as your bloodline, your father's line goes back to the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, you are an Israelite. All right, and this testimony, all right, and this truth is for you. Salvation is for Israel and Israel alone. All right, and without further ado, we're gonna get started. This is Mena Valley Las Vegas Camp. All right, coming back to the spirit with another lesson. This one's gonna be titled what was it? When the fridge stays empty. Going into that famine. All right, that physical famine that the Lord is gonna plague this world with. And you have talks of that. We have little insights of things happening in the news today, all right, that show, all right, that hey, these resources are running thin, all right, such as when the oil, you have countries such as the UAE, United Arab Emirates, all right, joining league with BRICS, all right, and these other nations that their land has the majority of oil, all right. When they join in onto BRICS, all right, that's going to skyrocket oil prices for America, all right. Now, this is all going to be cause and effect. You also have economists saying that oil barrels can reach up to $100. I think they're like at 80 something right now. All right, and then this collateral effect would be better said, because when that happens, the oil supply goes up. All right, then the prices of food go up, because it takes that much more money to ship. Transport. All right, to transport your food, to those stores. All right, and then you have things such as the panic buyers today. If you go look in the news, you'll see that because of this winter storm, all right, that out in Texas, it caused a panic. It caused some panic buying. All right, just as we've seen during the times of C19, the scamdemic. All right, so just those are just little insights that we could take, to see when times get really bad, as we know that Jacob's trouble is going to be a time like no other, and it's just going to further escalate. All right, this system, and his devil's going to come down with even more wrath, to push for that, so he could go and hit his climate, his enterprise. All right, which is ultimately pushing this nation into dire straits, to go and take that MOTB, all right, where you have to take that device in order to buy, sell, and trade, all right, to where you really have to be a part of this system, all right, to take part of these lab-grown meats or whatever this devil supplies you with, because as they were saying, the slogan for this year in the World Economic Forum is Lab to Life. Now that could mean a bunch of things, from robotics, all right, AI, RoboCop being put out on the street, all right, even to these lab grown and tested food. But we know where, if this be the year, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, that MOTB got to come out first. All right, so Lord willing, this lesson's edifying. We're gonna get into it.
Gotcha. This is 2 Esdras 6, starting in verse 22. And suddenly shall the sold places appear unsown, and full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
Right, and that's what you've been starting to see. Walgreens, Walmarts, All right. Not only do they not have food in them, and some of it is from, these, Jake going in there, doing the snatch and grabs, but that's all a plot by the devil as well.
God.
All right.
And that's not only a food, that's materials.
Yeah. All right? Materials is going to be
materials
scarce.
is going to be scarce.
Right.
All right.
Because everything that once had something, now there's less. When those if you look behind what's on the front shelf of a grocery store, in the shelf, if you take 2 or 3 of them down or push them to the side, you see that there ain't nothing behind them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and that's for every store. All right. It varies depending on where you live. Some places might have better fruit selection. Some places might have better a more of one substance. But at the end of the day, everything the Lord has a problem with America, and He's going to show it through famine.
Yeah.
All right. Read down.
And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid.
Right, so it's not gonna then that's when the real panic buying is gonna happen. All right, as we take for instance what's out in Texas, people preparing for the storefronts. They had I think it's called HEB store. A girl on TikTok put, and they ain't got no produce in they produce section. A lot of the shelves it looked like the whole store was damn near empty. They said that they went too late. All right, that's what panic buying causes.
Mm-hmm.
Get what you can while you can.
So they just snatching up everything.
Yep.
Now they ain't gonna be stocked. The people were preparing not to come out. 4 or 5 days, which we know even the storm could be a device from Esau.
Yeah.
But hey, that's just an insight of things to come.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But the destruction is gonna start with these type of events, and people ain't gonna take heed to it until it's already too late.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point. When they hear the trumpet, then they gonna rush out and go get it. Well, when that trumpet blows, you already too late.
Right.
All right. That's why the Lord called watchmen, to warn His people first and foremost. All right, of these prophecies of things to come. You got it.
This would be the book of Revelation, chapter 6,
Haggai 1 and 6.
And verse 5, right?
Yeah. Revelation 6 and 5.
Okay. Revelation 6 and 5, and it reads, "And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, Come see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balance in his hand."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that black horse represents what? Famine. All right, you got it.
And I heard, and I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil in the wine.
Right, because and what's that saying is that a day's wages, is going to be for a loaf of bread, or in these times maybe 1 meal. All right, a day's wages, is going to be, that's what it's going to be worth. A penny, goes back to the denarius, or the denarius, in the times of the Romans. All right, where this is really speaking about inflation. Yeah. All right, because scarcity of food, causes inflation, causes prices to go up. Just as when the oil skyrockets, it's going to cause even more so inflation. People getting hit with inflation right now. It's making their life miserable.
Mm-hmm.
You got in America, you have homelessness at an all-time high. You got even families that have good jobs making $100,000 a year. Yeah. Struggling. Struggling to pay bills and live the lives that they were used to. All right, and you can see that all over social media. Average aged white women, complaining about not having, enough, having to make decisions, all right, having to make decisions like Jake, all right, whether they pay this bill, all right, get a late fee on this bill, or put gas and food on the table, all right, and pretty much, that's going to be the story in America. So we don't feel sorry for you, This is what, the hopeful elect have been waiting for. All right, we've been waiting for these times, even though it's going to be grievous. All right, it's going to be hard, but that means that we closer to the coming of Yahweh Shai. All right,
salvation is in the midst.
This is a
Can you go to 2 Kings?
Hugo 1:6. Haggai. So the water. Haggai 1:6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not full with drink. Mm-hmm. Ye clothe you, but there is no warm. And he that entereth wages, mm-hmm. earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes.
Right. So that money, once you get it, it's coming right out. Can you grab Isaiah 24?
Yeah.
And 4 and 5 in the NLT.
In the NLT?
Yeah.
Okay. Isaiah 24.
Yeah. And it says, look it up on Blue Letter.
Oh, yeah.
Because of NLT.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that money, that money that's coming in is getting drained. All right. And showing the prices of things, are too much, compared to what you're getting paid for your work. All right, the harvest of fruit and things that are coming in. Can you read Haggai one more time?
This Haggai 1:6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Mm-hmm. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but are not full with drink.
Right, so you're working for less. All right, even though you have it in America, they compensate. Wages, the minimum wages, and have gone up, but it's still not enough for you to, fill your belly. It's not enough for the inflation rate. Mm-hmm. All right, same thing that went on in the Great Depression.
And the Slovakia.
We're actually in a depression.
Yeah.
And shrinkage.
Yeah. Right. So anyway, I was in the pool. Not that shrinkage, but the shrinkage that the brother's talking about is that when it's not only inflation, but what these companies are doing is with the same bag that costs $10, all right, and used to be 20 ounces of food product, is now costs $10 or costs $13 and has 8 ounces of food in it. All right, so the portions are going smaller too. Even when you go out to your, which we don't advise, but you go to these fast food restaurants, they portions is smaller.
Yeah.
Everything.
So everything is getting smaller. You're not getting filled. You ain't getting your money's worth, and it's not to what it used to be.
Right. They want you off of that Wally diet, right? And want you on the Wally diet at the same time. If you ever seen that movie, want you off it, but want you on it.
Yeah.
Hey, did you finish that?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, just finish it out one more time. It's like
continuing, ye clothe you, but there is no warmth, and he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes.
Right. So it's just falling right out.
Mm-hmm.
The money coming in you ain't putting it in a 401k. You ain't saving it. You're spending it, living, as today says, check by check.
Yep.
All right. Now you can get that in
Isaiah 24. This is Isaiah 24:4 in the NLT.
Okay.
It says, the earth mourns and dries up, and the crops waste away and wither.
And it's like, before you can continue, as the brother showed me like a week ago or so, speaking on the inflation, you have pallets full of money, printed money, and going, being sent out to other countries, all right, or being shipped in from other countries, but just pallets full of American money that, ain't worth nothing. Going to show that it ain't worth nothing. So just as, the paper money is, being processed more and more, all right, all that is meaning is that there's going to be, these prices are going to go up. All right, because when there's too much printed money, the value goes down. All right.
Just more toilet paper.
Yeah, that was just an example.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah, as it says in the book of Ezekiel that the gold and they shall cast gold and silver in their streets.
God.
All right, because it's gonna be a point to where you're gonna just need the product. All right, and if you got it, you got it. If you don't, hey, there's nothing we can do for you.
Right.
You got it.
God, this is starting at the top again. Isaiah 24:4 in the NLT. The earth mourns and dries up, and the crops waste away and wither.
Mm-hmm. And who has control of these farmlands?
Yeah.
All right. Now you have big big wigs, and big wigs and billionaires, hoarding the farmland.
Yeah, you got what's it? Metaverse guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
his beef.
He's taking over the Wagyu industry.
Hey.
Wagyu.
Hey.
Man, he became a chef.
All right.
As of recent.
Yeah.
He's got. You got the money to pay to play.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Hey, and then let them say that there's a shortage.
Right.
All right. As they put it in their storehouses or their bunkers.
Continuing, even the greatest people on earth waste away.
Mm-hmm.
The earth suffers for the sins of its people, for they have twisted the Most High's instructions, violating his laws and breaking his everlasting covenant.
That was 5.
That was 5.
And then can you drop down to 11 and you just read that in the KJV? All right, so this is all coming because, all right, these people, they have a recompense to pay with the Most High. And we know that the Most High judges nations. All right? And it's coming, and everybody joined into them, receives that judgment.
This is Isaiah 24 in the King James Version, KJV. There is a crying.
Call it the verse.
Isaiah 24:11. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened, and the mirth, daughter of the land is gone.
Yeah, so this place ain't gonna be a happy place to live in pretty soon. All right, people ain't gonna have the money to go out to the clubs, the clubs, the nightlife, the fancy restaurants,
the store,
the grocery store. That's gonna be a field trip. That's gonna be a field trip for your kid. You get to, we get to go to the store today.
Hey.
But then it's going to be sad too because you can't buy nothing or find nothing.
But you won't want to take the kid to the store in that day.
Right, because it's going to be unsafe.
Right.
So sleep.
You don't be dreading the day you have to go to the store.
Right, the man going out.
Because you might come out and get robbed.
You might not come back.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
everything that you just got, just straight up took from you.
God. Hey, and that's because you have not Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. All right. Can you go back to the verse you read before? Quick.
Yeah.
25.
25. 24 and 5. You said 24 and
4 through 5.
Yeah, I did 4 through
5.
Okay. You wanted verse 5 again, Kai. This is Isaiah 24 and 5 in the NLT. The earth suffers for the sins of its people, for they have twisted Yahweh Hashem Yahushai instructions, violated his laws, and broken his everlasting covenant.
Right, and essentially, we understand that the Israelites were the first ones to do that, all right? But all these other nations forward the affliction, all right? Forward the affliction of Jacob continued in his ways, all right? Continued in the ways adverse to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right? Made it where the Israelites couldn't come back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Mm-hmm. By taking away their heritage, by taking away the things that were belong unto us.
Yeah, when you say somebody violate you,
Right.
Violate you.
Hey,
he destroyed you.
Yeah, and they destroyed. The nation of Israel. All right, to an extent, not to be fully done away with, but to put us in a low state pursuant to Psalms 83 or 83. those who were confederate against the nation of Israel to cut the name off of Israel and let them be a nation no more. Roughly paraphrasing scripture.
Yeah, that sounds like a elimination, extermination.
Right, and that's well, we're not going to say too much on that, but somebody else is doing that to somebody else.
But it's the Lord's mercy is Jacob is not consumed. Can you also grab a second? You could read that too.
Second Kings.
Yeah, you're just gonna read verse 25.
Okay.
And then hold it. But can you also grab Second 15?
You which one?
Get
first?
that one first.
Okay.
But you gonna hold that?
No. This will be the book of 2 Kings, chapter 6 and verse 25, and it reads, "And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it. It's lucky my eyes. Until an ass had and sold of 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a cad of doves dung for 5 pieces of silver."
All right, so you had a donkey head, an ass head, which there's meat on that, but still, one, it's an unclean animal, and who wants to eat a donkey head? That was going for about 80 pieces of silver, all right, of this famine in Samaria, and then you had the people paying for bird shit. Okay, that's what was available, if you could get it.
Bird shit.
That's if you could get it. That was probably the last bird in that city getting squeezed. Getting squeezed for his shit. And soon enough they killed that bird. Yeah, soon enough they killed that bird. To eat it.
Right.
After think how frail that bird looked. Because what was the bird eating?
Right. It was probably an unclean bird at that too.
Right, but
All right. You said second Esdras.
Yeah, but that shows the dire times. It's crazy.
It's lucky. I'm sorry. Second Esdras 15 and
57.
57. Okay, it's lucky. Cologne got me with that Chicago. Sorry.
You said something. You just went straight there.
This is 2 Esdras chapter 15, verse 57, and it reads, "Thy children shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fall through the sword.
Right.
Thy cities shall be broken down, and all thine shall perish in the sword." With the sword in the field. Yeah.
Yeah, so, and you read down that too.
Verse 58, and it reads, "They that be in the mountains shall die of hunger, and eat their own flesh, and drink their own blood, for very hunger of bread, and thirst of water."
Right, so you're so thirsty that you find it better to drink blood. All right, you got to be, unstable, in your mind to you have to be to a point of extinction to even think about doing that. All right. Hey, but as the brother had said in the lesson before, for the love of many shall wax cold. All right, the love of many is going to wax cold in these times. All right, we're gonna get back into the scriptures. It's gonna show, but you can't escape from this. Okay. When the Lord puts a famine out, all right, in judgment of the world, all right, you can't escape. The what the Lord wants to happen to you. Okay. All right, as it says in Amos, you try to escape a judgment. Then you get away from a bear. Attacked by a lion. You get away from that lion.
The serpent bites you.
All right, and the serpent bites you. Well, Esau gonna bite you. All right, he's gonna make sure it happens if you don't play by his rules. Yeah. If you play by his rules, he'll set you up nicer. But then guess what? Yahweh Shem Yahshua is gonna get you. Okay. All right, if that's your lot.
God, and Salakia, because even if you play by his rules, he still wants to exterminate you, Jay.
Right. He's keeping you there for servitude. He's keeping you there to be, if necessary, the body that he got to eat.
God.
All right.
Much, yeah,
He's keeping you there for
delectable Negro.
He keeping the delectable Negro, but he keeping you there for entertainment, and then if things go sideways in his little death trap bunker, all right, you're gonna be the first one on the menu.
God, his tomb.
Right. You got it back in 2 Kings.
All right, 2 Kings started at 26.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 Kings chapter 6.
Sakia, let this brother read Lamentations.
This Lamentations 4 and 8. Their visage is blacker than a coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is withered. It is become like a stick.
Mm-hmm.
They that be slain with the sword are better than they that are slain with hunger.
Right, you're gonna be wishing that you get taken out. All right, you would rather than die a slow death of famine. This is this plague of famine is gonna it's no joke, but it's gonna be very painful for some of you 2/3 Israelites and heathen nations in this world. We know that the elect gonna be saved. All right, Lord willing, we be a part of it. But this is gonna be part of that atonement that's necessary. For the Lord. All right. These are the judgments that are about to roll out. I'm good.
I think I'm about to have a bloody nose. So
So, yeah. You gotta. Continue.
Continuing back in Lamentations 4 and 9 at the break. For this pine away, stricken through for what of the fruits of the field?
Right, for one of the fruits of the field, for food. All right, those bodies getting small, smaller and smaller. The visage turning black, which that's also portraying the nation of Israel. Being quote unquote black, but when you don't eat and the closer you are to death, your countenance turns dark color, gray.
And you know that because what happens to body as they decompose?
All right, they go back into the dust.
Right. They turn
and break down.
Yeah.
You said 10, right?
Yeah.
Verse 10. The hands of the pitiful woman have sodden their own children.
Have sodden their own children. And cook them.
Oh, it's that. Yeah, that's that story.
That's what we're going into. In back in 2 Kings. Go ahead.
They were their meat and the destruction of the daughter of my people.
Right, read that last part again.
This is Lamentations 4 and 10 at the break. They were their meat and the destruction of the daughter of my people.
Yeah, the children. And that's talking about the destruction of what? The daughter of my people. Jerusalem. All right. When Yahweh Shem Shai's people were plagued with famine. All right. What did they feed on? They fed on their own children. All right, and that's gonna come back around full circle. All right, when the going gets tough and there's no food in the refrigerator, you're gonna have people turning around and eating their own kids when they don't got it. All right, Lord willing, we don't. The Most High keep that spirit, that demon off of us, because that's a demon. All right, you have to be so demented in your mind and hungry, and not have no faith to get there. The Lord, is gonna put the spirit on His elect, not to be in that spirit. All right, not to be, wanting,
flesh.
Yeah, because we know that there's going to be, we're either going to get fed with the substance of the word, right, or the miracle of, how, the Lord fed.
For the crow.
Not Elijah, but
I know what you're talking about. He fed him with a crow.
Elijah, Daniel.
Was it Elijah or was it
Are you talking about Lion's Den?
No, not Lion's Den.
He got fed by a crow.
Well, I'm saying he got fed by a crow.
Was that Elijah or was that his understudy?
Elisha?
I think it was Elijah.
That was
Elijah. Suck it. Yeah.
But as well,
Okay.
as well as Daniel.
Yeah,
you know?
Daniel fed in had a brother. I think that was Habakkuk, right?
Yeah.
Habakkuk go feed him.
All
right. Can you grab 2 Kings 6 and then you're gonna start at 26.
26.
I got it.
I didn't know if your nose was still
Yeah, I got it.
right.
You got it?
I'm just
You
holding
grab
it.
2 Ezra 16.
This is the book of Kings, chapter 6 and verse 26, and it reads, "And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help me, Lord. Help me, my Lord, O king."
Right. This is the story of that these wicked women, all right, boiling they kid, all right, and watch what the king tell her right off the bat.
Verse 27, and it reads, "And he said, If Yahweh do not help thee, when shall I help thee?"
Right. He said, "I ain't got nothing to give you. What do you expect me to do if the Lord can't help you? I can't help you."
Continuing on, out of the barn floor, or out of the wine press.
Right. And so he ain't got no food and he ain't got no wine. That's also what I wanted to, relate to in Isaiah 24:11 when it says that there is a crying and mourning of wine. Well, what does wine do? It makes it changes that countenance. Make you. The Bible says to drink, strong drinking in times of distress, and not to be. It also says to be sober minded. But when you down and out, go pour a little yayan out. Pour some up. Make you feel a little bit better. And you got to get through it anyways.
Yeah.
So that's what people are going to try to look for anything to change the way that they feel, to alter that mind state in a low in a low pitiful case.
God. And they're going to have a liquid diet. They're going to hope for a liquid diet at least.
Shit. Well, we might as well get a little tipsy while we at it.
Right.
While we suffering.
God. Verse 28, and it reads, "And the king said unto her, What aileth thee?"
What aileth thee?
Like
what's wrong? What's hurting you?
Banana. And she answered, This woman said unto me, Give thy son that we may eat him today.
Yeah. So some lady came up to her with a wicked idea of, bring your son so we can eat him today, and then you got it.
And we will eat my son tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, Give thy son that we may eat him. And she hath hid her son.
Mm-hmm. Well, with many waxing cold, she played her. She said, these two women got together, came up with this great idea. We're going to eat your son on Tuesday. We're going to eat my son on Wednesday. And then she hit her son before her. So she's twice as trifling.
Yeah.
Because she robbed her of her son and she ate her son. And then hid her son.
That's wicked.
God. Verse 30, and it came to pass when the king heard these words of the woman that he rent his clothes, and he passed by upon the wall, and the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth within upon his flesh.
Right, and that's that you could end that right there. But with that show that usually a king is wearing fine garments, but yet he was showing the people that he's in he's wearing sackcloth. Sackcloth goes into mourning. All right, as the what's it saying? Sirach, as the king, so is his officers, so as the people. So if he's in a state of mourning, hey, everybody underneath him is in a state of mourning.
Right.
Hey, he's like, that's too much for me to. I ain't wearing that. This is too much.
Right.
For him to fathom what has come to this land. All right, and nothing can stop. This from happening. All right, because the Lord spoke it.
Right.
All right. And we're gonna get it, and this must come to pass.
Right, and that it's like it. That's also too. The servant's not greater than the master. All right, it made it a perfect duality and similarity that Yahweh Shem Yahushai has portrayed. Okay, that's why the hopeful elect are following the stead of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We had to suffer.
Yeah,
we were made to suffer.
Because with 2 Corinthians 5:10, we bring this stuff out because the fear and terror of the Lord shall persuade you. All right, we persuade men through the fear and terror of the Lord. All right, we bring this up because this should motivate you. This kind of stuff should motivate you. As okay, I don't want to be on that side of the field when when all hell breaks loose when shit hits the fan. All right, how do I get detach myself from this? All right, you have to repent, come to this word. You have to be an Israelite. All right, you have to be chosen, predestinated. All right. And then you have to keep what was given to you. If you can understand this word,
God.
All right, you have to keep it all the way into the end. Even though you might have to go without food for five. Actually, King grabbed it in Romans 8:35. You have to let all that everything that can happen to you, and if it does happen to you, you can't let that deter you from finishing your course.
God.
Lucky. Having nose issues. 8:35.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is the book of Romans, chapter 8, and verse 35, and it reads, "Who shall?" Slakia. This is the book of Romans, chapter 8, and verse 35. "Who shall separate us from the love of Hamashiach?
Right.
Shall tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine,
mm-hmm.
or nakedness, or peril, or sword?"
Yeah. And that's it. Are you going to let one of these instances or circumstances that can fall upon you, all right, take away that love for Yahweh Shem Yahushai, take away, your chance at salvation? All right, think about when Job was going through it. What his wife said, why don't you just curse the Most High and die?
Yeah. Yep.
Or are you going to have that faith to continue out to receive the glory and the riches of the kingdom of heaven? All right? Because these times is coming. You could drop that.
God.
This is 2nd Esdras 16, starting verse 17. Woe is me, who would deliver me in these days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings.
Right, that's what the vision that Ezra saw, so terrible. He said, how am I going to make it out,
God. Which is a double-edged sword, because this also proves that Esdras knew that he was going to come back.
Yeah, that he would be back.
Right.
He may have not known what time period it was in, but
right.
He knew that he would be there.
You said, who would deliver me in those days?
Those days, so it's future.
Right, so that means these days.
Right.
Because we're here. We're here. Hey, the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, as the brother has said, will not return unto him void.
Okay.
The beginning of famine and great death. The beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come?
Yeah.
Behold, famine and pledge and tribulation and anguish is sent as snares or scourges for amendment.
Yeah. So famine. Read that last one again.
2nd Esdras 16 and 19. Behold, famine and pledge.
Yeah, plagues.
Plagues, tribulation, and anguish are sent as
scourges.
Scourges for amendment.
Yep. So all these things, these hard times are sent, to make good. That's what amendment means, to making good. Mm-hmm. This is what the Lord requires, for for the peace, all right, for the world to get put back into order, all right. That if you want that peace, this is what's got to happen. And hey, as it says, even the heathen will rejoice when the righteous are in authority. All right, it's a happy ending for everybody except Esau, Edom.
Yeah.
You know, and that first 1,000 years ain't gonna be happy, but they gonna see the fruits of the labor. All right, where the Israelite rule, you know, Israelite rulership, you know, is the kingdom of heaven. You know.
Right. Hey, that first 1,000 years is going to be better.
Right. All right. I ain't gonna like it. That's when you guys are gonna be getting, you know, your ass kicked.
Right.
You know, rightfully so. But that at the end of all that, you know, it's gonna bring clarity. It's gonna be this place is kind of nice.
You'll be in a way better case.
Right. Still way better than here in Babylon. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was it. You know.
Okay. I got nothing.
So, you know, Lord willing, that was an edifying lesson. You know, once again, the title was when the fridge stays empty. All right, we want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. All right, shalom to the elect. Till next time, Kwame Yasharala.
Kwame Yasharala.
Wow,
Shalom.